National Prophetic Church. Streams International Prophetic Church, for those hungry for more. Here at Streams International Prophetic Church, you will experience prophetic revelational teachings, personal prophecies, healing, deliverance, breakthrough, heavenly worship, passionate prayer, love, acceptance and fellowship. Your life will never be the same again. Streams International Prophetic Church was established in 2007 in Townsville. The ministry has now expanded within Australia, the APAC region and the globe. You can find our campuses in Townsville, Brisbane, Adelaide, Sydney and Port Moresby. Prophet Gerald Nyasulu was called by God with an audible voice on the 7th of February 1997 to preach the gospel to the nations. Prophet Gerald Nyasulu is a seasoned teacher of the Word of God. You will receive mind-blowing prophetic revelations and your life will be transformed under his ministry. Our live broadcast will commence shortly. As we await, please share this broadcast on your Facebook pages. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/streams.international and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And here is our live broadcast.
Hello? Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom.
Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting. This is Prophet Gerald Nyasulu. I don't know where you're connecting from. We've got people from across Sydney, from across Australia, from across the APAC region, but also people from other parts of the world. So wherever you have connected from, I would like to welcome you to this very important information session where we introduce for the first time the prophetic school of the Spirit. It has been in the making for several years, and today it's a very happy day that we've come to introduce this school, which has been in the making for a very long time. So today we thank God for the grace that we can introduce this school to the whole world. Now, I'll go through a presentation as I introduce this school, and please pay attention. At the end, after I've finished the presentation, I am going to take some questions so that you can understand clearly what this school is all about, how it's going to work, how to enroll, and what is it that we're talking about when we say in partnership with Alpha Crucis College. So please pay attention, and if you have got any questions, take note of those questions. At the end of this presentation, I will take those questions and address those questions. So thank you so much, everyone, one more time for connecting and being part of this live broadcast as we introduce the prophetic school of the Spirit. So just briefly, I want to talk about the vision of the prophetic school of the Spirit. The media team can help me with the presentation. Let's begin the presentation. If you can put the slides. I'm not sure whether I'm able to see the slides on my end as well. But we've got, okay, good. So that's the prophetic soul of the Spirit with me, Prophet Gerald Nyasulu. And I'll begin with sharing the vision of the prophetic school of the Spirit. The vision of the prophetic school is to raise anointed and effective ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I want you to notice here, I'm not talking about raising preachers, pastors, evangelists, apostles, prophets. That's not the focus. The focus is to raise anointed and effective ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Wherever you are, whether you're in the marketplace, whether you choose to work in the ministry, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are, our goal and our vision is to raise anointed and effective ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And our mission is to raise a generation of champions. To raise a generation of champions. I think I've heard me mention that thing many times, and you understand that God called me and told me, said, Gerald, I'm sending you to raise a generation of champions. That's my mission. That's the mission also of the Prophetic School of the Spirit. Next slide. We are not working alone. We are working in partnership with Alpha Crucis University College. Now, Alpha Crucis University College is a leading Australasian Christian university college with a reputation for excellence in training, teaching, and research. They provide a Christ-centered education that is relevant for today's generation, and their mission is to equip the Christian leaders to change the world. So you may be wondering, why did we choose to partner with Alpha Crucis? Now, the reason why we ended up in partnering with Alpha Crucis is because we had initially thought that the Prophetic School of the Spirit would register in its own right as an RTO, a registered training organization. But unfortunately, because of the content of our courses, the body responsible for registering educational providers, ASQA, they responded that they could not register us because the material that we were going to teach was too much for them. They could not handle it. Things like deliverance, prophecies, speaking in tongues, the Holy Ghost. They thought it was too much on their part to regulate that. So they told us point blank that because of this thing, we cannot register you. It was a very frustrating moment for us because we had worked for almost 2 years to get to there where we had submitted all the paperwork, everything, worked with a consultant organization which charged us a lot of money, almost $70,000 to work through the process. But when we got there, our courses were too hot to be handled by ASQA. So they told us we can't register you for this reason. And by God's grace and by revelation, we were directed to partner with Alpha Crucis University College, which has worked so well so far. And as you are going to see, probably this is even a better option than if we just did this whole thing by ourselves. So we thank God for the grace that all things work together for good to them who love God, to them are the called according to his purpose. We could not give up. We could not give in. We chose to fight on, and God has provided a way that today we can introduce to you the Prophetic School of the Spirit. So as we continue with our slides, I want you to see now the courses which are available. The courses which are available. So course number 1 is Certificate 4 in Ministry and Discipleship. Course number 1 is Certificate 4 in Ministry and Discipleship. And as you can see, this is the only certificate course that's being offered at Alpha Crucis University. Now, the way it's going to work, all these courses that you are seeing listed on this page, they are being offered by Alpha Crucis University College. It's as a university, as another university you can think about. Only that these ones are Christ-centered. The education is Christ-centered with the aim of equipping you, whether you're going to work in the ministry or whether you're going to work in the marketplace, wherever you're going to work, you can become an effective and able minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, course number 2 is Diploma in Leadership. Diploma in Leadership. Diploma in Leadership. Course number 3, Diploma in Ministry. Course number 4, Diploma of Business. Course number 5, Diploma of Chaplaincy. 6, Diploma of Business and Diploma of Leadership. That's a double diploma. Double diploma, which means the duration for the double diploma, it's even longer than the other ones. And then you've got another double diploma, diploma of business and diploma of ministry. Also, you've got diploma of leadership and also diploma of entrepreneurship. You've got diploma of entrepreneurship and also diploma of ministry. And those are combinations as well. You've got diploma of chaplaincy and diploma of leadership, diploma of chaplaincy and diploma of ministry. And then the last one is diploma of business and entrepreneurship. As you can see, these are amazing courses, very exciting courses, and I'm sure that most of you, even if probably you already got some qualifications somewhere, we are going to see that these courses are very relevant for ministry, especially in today's world. You know, as a minister of the gospel, you are literally in business. You are literally an entrepreneur. You know, if you're planting something, planting a home cell, that's entrepreneurship. So the courses that are being offered by Alpha Process, I believe everyone in the church, everyone who wants to be effective in the preaching of the gospel must enroll in these courses. I believe they are going to help you a lot to equip you, train you, and prepare you for the next phase of your life, post-graduate, once you finish studying. I believe these courses are very relevant in today's world, because if you're going to be out there in the marketplace preaching the gospel, you must have these qualifications. Now, there's a lot of emphasis on leadership. The world is lacking leaders. I think we saw during the COVID-19 crisis that the issue that hurt the world more was not the COVID itself, but stupid leadership. Because those who are in charge, those who are in power, were not leaders at all. They're just politicians who looked beautiful on the day we were voting for them, and we voted for them into power, but they had no clue, no color what they were doing. So they were all taking their orders from one Fauci, from the US, and the whole world went on a tangent, which was very sad. I do believe that you need to be equipped, you need to be trained. I, who am talking to you, as you know, I'm learned. I've got a bachelor's degree in public administration, so I've learned leadership. I've studied leadership, I understand leadership, and I apply leadership, and I've got a PhD in social sciences. So I'm learned, and you see that across the ministry, it's not just preaching the gospel. There's a lot of administrative work that has to go into ministry, managing the ministry. And all that thing is not something that you just find in the Bible. The Bible gives you the gospel, but the skills to manage the ministry are the ones I acquired in school. So yes, I'm educated, and my education was not in vain. I thank God that through my education, I'm able to manage the ministry very well. We don't struggle when it comes to leadership. We don't struggle when it comes to management. We don't struggle when it comes to administration, simply because I was in class, I learned those skills, and I'm able to apply them in ministry. That's why Streams International, we boast of excellency. It's nothing that we can talk about or what. It's only because I was in school and I learned management. I learned leadership. I learned how to organize things. I learned how to delegate things. I learned how to equip things, how to equip people, and to manage different things. I learned these things in school. So you, as a preacher of the gospel, you as a man, as a woman of God, you as someone who wants to advance in the ministry, it's important to acquire some of those skills, especially in leadership. Leadership is lacking in the world. Leadership is lacking in the world big time. People are just followers. They just want to follow. And they are just good at criticizing whoever is trying to lead, because they have never been leaders. Anyone who is a leader knows how difficult it is to lead people. It's easier to lead sheep. It's easier to lead chicken. It's easier to lead goats and cows. But leading people, it's very hard. And Moses failed to enter the promised land because of the people that he was leading. So that was a very sad development, that at the end of his life, he said, you people have made me miss the promised land because you really drove me nuts. And when I was leading you, you were not cooperative. So that's why I'm encouraging my leaders. I'm encouraging anyone here who is under the influence of my voice. If anything, at least take one of those courses in leadership. It's going to help you a lot and enhance your skills when it comes to managing the ministry. Now, moving on, as you saw on the other column there, you put the fees. Those fees are per subject. Those fees are per subject. So, for example, in Certificate 4 in Ministry and Discipleship, it's 385 per subject. The same thing, Diploma of Leadership, it's 1,565 per subject. So if in the semester we are taking 2 subjects, it means you pay that multiplied by 2. If you are taking 3 subjects, you pay multiplied by 3. Each of those qualifications has got a number of courses which are compulsory, has got a number of courses which are optional. So you can choose which one you want to take. Now, I want you to notice again that fee help is available for eligible students for higher education diplomas, but not for Certificate 4. So if you're going to choose to pursue a Certificate 4, you will have to pay the fees yourself. But if you choose the diplomas, then be assured fee help is available, and we've got the website there, studyassist.gov.au. studyassist.gov.au. When you go there, you're going to get all the information that you need to know when it comes to fee help. Now, I, as a person, I've used that when I was doing some further studies. My wife is using it. My son is using it for his uni. So it's something that's very helpful. You know, at this stage, if you don't have the money, you do not have to fail to go to school because you don't have the money. There's an opportunity using the studyassist.gov.au where you can get the assistance. Whenever you finish your working, you pay them back their money. You know, that's a win-win situation. Now, if you're overseas and not an Australian citizen, that facility is not available to you. You have to pay the fees as you see them displayed on this slide. All right, now moving on, let's go to the next slide. Now, how does this partnership look like? How does this partnership look like? So Alpha Cruises, as I said, provides access to course content through online training videos, which is fully accredited. Now, I want you to notice that word accredited. When we talk about accredited courses, we're talking about courses which have been approved by ASQA. Remember I mentioned about ASQA? The one that rejected our application. Now, when they accept your application and your courses and your content, you become accredited. So all the courses being provided by Alpha Courses are fully accredited, which means your qualification is recognized across Australia and also in some cases internationally, because it is a fully accredited qualification. Now, Alpha Courses, they are going to be marking all the assessment work, while a leader or a teacher from the Prophetic School of the Spirit is going to be helping you to apply what you are learning in your local church, in this case, Streams International. So we are going to have leaders in the campuses who are helping the students to apply what they are learning in the church. Very, very important. So we will have people that are working with you. They are mentors. They are going to be people who are going to work alongside you to assist you, that you are able to apply what you are learning immediately in the campus. But also now, on top of that, this is where now it gets sweet. The Prophetic School of the Spirit is going to provide complementary and accredited course content on the prophetic ministry, on top of the course content provided by Alpha Cruises. Now, we are saying the courses that we're going to provide ourselves are unaccredited because ASQA hasn't given us the accreditation. They've refused, but it's okay. It doesn't matter because the content is as fiery as it gets. The reason why they rejected is because it was too hot for them. They couldn't handle it. So we thank God that ASQA is carnal, physical, walking in the flesh, and they can't handle things of the Spirit. So it doesn't make the course less useful. it doesn't make the course less powerful. The course content that we are going to be providing through the Prophetic Soul of the Spirit is as hot as it gets, and it made us run away and chicken out. So that's how you need to understand what has happened here. Now, although it is unaccredited, God is going to credit you. We don't need a human being to credit us for us to become effective ministers of the gospel. As long as God has credited you, as long as God has ordained you, demons are going to obey. You know, people have got qualifications from this uni, from that college, from that, but demons refuse to obey qualifications. Demons obey authority. Demons obey the anointing. So the course content that we're going to provide through the Prophetic of the Spirit is so hot that demons will not care whether it's accredited or unaccredited. All they will know is we got an order to march and we are marching. That's all. So I want you to understand that it doesn't mean that what we'll be providing through the Prophetic of the Spirit is less powerful. No, it is powerful. So, with the accredited training, our students will graduate with the Alpha Crucis qualification. So if you're doing diploma, then you get a diploma in whatever field you're studying. If you're doing double diploma, diploma of and diploma of leadership and ministry, business and entrepreneurship, you get a double degree, double diploma. And then the moment you are graduating from Alpha Crucis, at that point you also have finished the course content provided by the Professor of the Spirit, and you are going to get a certificate of completion from the Prophetic School of the Spirit. So you're going to get a qualification which is credited from Alpha Crucis, and a qualification from the Prophetic School of the Spirit which is unaccredited. However, it's a certificate of completion. Now, all courses are available to international students remotely through this partnership. So if you're an international student, you're hearing me, all these courses are also available to you because you don't need to travel to Australia to study. If you're able to travel, well and good. If you're not, that's fine. You can still study online. The course content is available to you. There's no limitation in terms of where you need to be in order to study those courses. So take note of that. These things are open to international students as well, which is good. All right, next slide. Now, I want you to notice what we are explaining here, that students will be watching. So how does it work? Let's go through this step by step, how this thing works. So students are going to watch the course content which has been provided online by Alpha Crucis at their own pace. The others who are fast, others are slower, others are full-time, others are part-time. So if you're full-time, then probably you go faster. If you are part-time, you go a bit slower. Whenever you get a chance, you get to watch what's being provided. So you are going to watch the content provided by Alpha Crucis at your own pace. And then students must meet with a leader or a teacher from the Prophetic Soul of the Spirit weekly to study and apply the material to the church culture and content and context. In these weekly meetings, Prophetic Soul of the Spirit also provides students with the prophetic course content through face-to-face or Zoom learning. So like here in Sydney, we've got a campus. When you come to the campus, we'll talk about what you are learning or material provided by Alpha Crucis. At the same time, I am going to conduct a prophetic class with you. So it's going to be very rigorous. It's going to be very fiery. I'll be teaching you prophetic stuff. We've got the courses which I'll show you in the later slides. So you understand that this thing, by the time you graduate, the devil can't hold you. You're too hot. Now, all courses include subjects that require practical ministry experience so that students get to save and reflect on ministry areas in the local church, marketplace, street, major outreach events. We have given all those options simply because if you're an international student, obviously, you will not be applying your learning in Streams International. You are going to be applying your learning in your local church. But as my students, I'll be taking you to the marketplace on the streets. I'll be taking you to events. You're going to be coming with me whenever resources allow, so that you can come and practice what you have been learning in the class. So that's very, very important, so that by the time you are graduating, you have got practical experience in doing all this ministry stuff. So, Prophetic Soul the Spirit provides the platform and oversees the practical ministry experience, such as doing evangelism on the streets, praying for healing, and deliverance in one-on-one sessions. This is very important. So you're going to learn how to lead, leading teaching sessions, you're going to learn a lot of stuff on the hands-on part. So if we go on mission trips, you are going to have a chance to do ministry there. Whether there's a conference, there's a crusade, I'll prioritize my students in terms of the practical part, so that you can get a chance to practice what they have been learning, both through Alpha Cruises as well as learning through the prophetic school of the Spirit. So this is very, very important and very, very critical. All right, we go to the next slide. Okay, here we've got some important dates which I want you to take note of. Some important dates which I want you to take note of. So the start date, as you can see for term 1 there, is the 3rd of February 2025. It's not far from today. We are looking at probably not this Monday, next Monday. How many Mondays? 2 Mondays away. The course starts. And then we also have the application due date. They are closing applications on the 27th of January, which means from today, we've got only a week and a day for your application to be in. And then by the 31st of January, they are finished doing all the enrollments and sending enrollment letters. You can start. If you find that this is not what I want, you must quit before the 24th of February. Because if you proceed that day, you'll be charged the full amount for the course, even if you don't complete. So that date is called the census date. And now first semester is going to end on the 4th April, and then second semester starts on the 28th of April. As you can see, if you're applying to start in the second semester, your application is due on the 21st, enrollment due on the 25th, and then the census date is 19th of May, and then ending date for the semester is the 27th of June. Term number 3, as you can see there, it will start on the 21st of July. Applications will close on the 14th of July. Enrollment, you get letters by the 18th, and then census date, the 11th of August, and then the end date is 19th of September. Term 4, start date is the 13th of October, and then you've got the applications are going to close on the 6th of October. Enrollments will be offered by the 10th, and then the 3rd November, that's the census date, and that term is going to close on the 12th of December. Now, please note that the academic learning period for the new Certificate 4 in Ministry and Discipleship is a 12-week period with 9 weeks of content. So 9 weeks of content, 3 weeks you do practical stuff, which is cool. Now, in 2025, those who are applying for, I think this is now let me check what are we looking at. Just a moment. Let me check where I am. Okay. Important dates. If you are lodging your applications, this is important. These are the Okay, just where am I? What am I missing? Okay, VET and HE. Okay, higher education. And then for those doing diplomas, higher education, you've got the dates there. I will not go through all of them. As you can see, the date, start date, applications due date, enrollments, the same format, census, mid-semester break, and end dates. These are the diplomas, the higher education diplomas, as you saw them. Those are the dates. So if you're planning to enroll for the higher education diplomas, make sure that by the 24th of February, your application is in. You're going to get an offer by the 28th. If you're starting the second semester, make sure that your application is in by the 28th of July. You can apply now if you want to start the second semester. Apply now so you get it out of the way, which is good. And then if you're going to study, start your studies in the third semester, those are the dates there, that by the 10th of November, your application must be in. All right. So those are the important dates which I want you to take note of. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. So here we've got durations for the different qualifications. If you are doing certificate 4, it is 12 months. Diploma, 12 months. Double diploma, 18 months. Remember, because those courses where it's combined or 2 diplomas in one, so it's 18 months. If you are doing certificate 4, you've got 8 subjects. Diploma, 8 subjects. But double diploma, 12 subjects. Okay, so certificate 4 in means on discipleship, which is a certificate, and then the diplomas, and then the double diplomas. I think I already gave you that slide. We're going to make it available. The fees I already mentioned, how they charge, it's per subject. Per subject. Take note that in the diploma there's a variation. For subjects in business, it's 1,625. For subjects for ministry and leadership, it's 1,565. And subjects in chaplaincy, it's 1,500. But for the double diploma, it's across the board, 1,625. Fee help, certificate, no. Diploma, yes. Double diploma, yes. Future pathways, you can earn cross credit. You can earn credits, which you can use later on if you want to upgrade to a higher education diploma. Very, very important. You can earn credit, and if you want to upgrade to a higher education diploma, they will apply that credit to that course. You don't have to do the 12 months or the 18 months. You don't have to do all the courses. They will give you credit and say, okay, you can do only 8 subjects or whatever number of subjects they tell you, which cuts on the duration. Now, the learning mode, online remote learning from home country. The same thing with the double diploma, online remote learning from the home country. Future pathways, as I said, you earn credit to help you with the diploma. And there you can, when it comes to the diploma, you earn credit to help you with advanced degree. It gives you a chance. So if you decide that I want to proceed, there we've only talked about diploma courses, but there are also degrees that you can pursue. So if you want to pursue a degree, well and good. At least if you've done the diploma, it gives you an advanced standing, and they'll apply the credit to your application when you're going for the degree. So instead of doing probably 3 years, you may end up doing 2.5 years because you earned some credit. Which is very important. The same thing with the double diploma. It also gives you credits and advanced standing if you're going into a degree. Now, prerequisite. This is the most important part that I want you to pay attention. What are prerequisites? What qualifications do you need to have in order to be accepted in these courses? What qualifications do you need to have in order to be accepted in these courses? If you are going to pursue a certificate 4, you need to complete year 12 or its equivalent as recommended. Year 12, you need to complete it. If you're going to pursue a diploma, number 1, you need to complete year 12, or you need to do a certificate 4 in any area of study. But also we've got mature age entry, which caters for people who are 21 years and above. Very, very important. The same thing when it comes to double diplomas. There's completion of year 12, certificate 4 in any area of study, but also mature age entry for those who are 21 years and above. Very, very important. Very, very important. Take note of that. Now, if probably you don't have the qualifications, I would like to encourage you to reach out to Alpha Cruises, have a chat with them. Talk to them about what you have, what experience you have. They may consider your experience, you never know. Talk to them, don't just be afraid and chicken out. If you don't have the qualifications, but you've got some relevant experience, it may help you, to be considered for the course. So I'm encouraging you, don't just give up and say, oh, no, this is too hard. All right. Next slide. All right. Now on this slide, I've talked about the Alpha Cruises course that first semester you do 4 subjects. Remember there were 8. You do 4, second semester 4, semester 2 4. And then the mode of study is online plus weekly meetings with us face to face. Now, courses which are going to be offered by the Prophetic School of the Spirit: Systematic Discipleship, Gilgal, Bethel, Jericho, and Beyond the Jordan River; Prophetic Epistemology. Prophetic Epistemology, that's the knowledge, prophetic knowledge. Soteriology, that's the salvation, looked at it from a prophetic perspective. Pneumatology, that's the Holy Ghost. Fasting. Logosology, that's the word. Prophetic prayer, righteousness, holiness, understanding the principles and mastering the skills of prophetic evangelism. Fellowship, kingdom financing, and the prophetic. So as you can see, those courses, they're really complementing what Alpha Cruises is providing. Like, for example, being an entrepreneur, very, very important to raise finances for the kingdom. The church has been a beggar for too long. It's now time that we have got people with an entrepreneurship mindset managing our churches and leading our churches so that the church can have enough resources to do what God has called them. Now, second semester, understanding the prophetic calling and the ministry, understanding prophetic intercession and prayer, and develop skills to prepare and lead a prophetic prayer meeting. Introduction to prophetic codes, and develop skills to use these codes to decode and deliver a prophetic message. Understanding the function of the prophet and the prophetic in the New Testament church. Understanding the function of the prophet and prophetic in the Old Testament dispensation. Understanding the function of the fivefold ministry in the New Testament church. Demonology, understanding demons and the impact of demons in the New Testament context. Understanding the role of praise and worship, or the music ministry in the prophetic. Now, music, art and music is prophetic code number 1. Prophetic code number 1 is called art and music. So on this one, this subject here, I want to zero in on that first code, which is very important. That's why prophetic ministries, when it comes to praise and worship, it's a big deal. It is a big deal when it comes to praise and worship in prophetic ministries. That's why the prophets, when they're going somewhere, they will probably even go with the worship leader. They'll go with the person who leads music, because there's a code there, art, and the art and music code, which is code number 1. So you're going to understand all those things when you enroll in the course, and I'm teaching you. Now, I've come to pretty much the end of this presentation, and I would like to take questions from anybody who has got any questions. We've got our contact there, standard streams. If you've got any question, anything you want to know, you can send an email to that email address, study@streams.org.au. It is a temporary email address at the moment because we are still developing our domain, the Prophecies of the Spirit. Once we develop the domain, then we're going to create an email there, which will be dedicated for students. But for now, you can use study@streams.org.au. All right, let me take some questions. I don't know how we're going to do this thing, but let's take some questions. If you are probably on Zoom, you can raise your hand and they'll pick you and you can ask your question. Any questions before I check out? If you've got a question, lift your hand, they'll pick you up, they'll open your mic, and then you can answer the question. Yes, I can see a hand there from Haoda, another hand there from Pastor Jay. So let's start with the Haoda, and then we go to Pastor Jay.
Shalom, Papa. My question is, could we be notified of the mentors that are available for each country?
Come again.
My question is, will we or could we be notified of the mentors that will be available for each campus?
Okay, yeah, once you enroll, you're going to be informed.
Thank you.
Sure. Yes, Pastor Jay.
Hi, Shalom, Dad. The question is the RPL actually award recognition of prior learnings?
So if someone has got prior learning,
yeah,
you are going to have a chance to mention that to Alpha Crucis when you're doing the application.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, I had, say, for example, if people are full-time workers, and the time that they will need to actually be in campus when we do have that, will that affect those who are actually, say, for example, if you're a full-time worker and you wanted to do this one as well, and then obviously if they do have class during the day, that will have impact that not able to be in the campus during the day. Is there like, for example, night classes for those who are wanting to do it and then, juggling those two things at the same time?
Yeah, everyone is going to be accommodated.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Goffa.
Shalom, Dad, and thanks a lot for the information that you've provided. My question is, would there be a chance for somebody to just pick up subjects that they would just want to enroll with without necessarily enrolling in a program?
That question will best be answered by Alpha Crucis. So if you want to just probably pick some subjects, there's something called audit, where you are not necessarily writing exams and doing all the rigorous work, but you just want to be in a class, learn what they're learning, see what they're doing. You can audit a subject. So I would like to encourage you to contact Alpha Crucis. We've got a contact person there. Her name is Kay. We'll make the contact details available so that you can directly contact her. And she'll lead you to the right person. Next. I've got some questions here from YouTube. Okay, this one is Felicity John. I already have a degree in business and master's in leadership. How do I only do the prophetic part? That's a very difficult question. Okay, now I think what you should do, send us an email to that email address, and then we can have a talk. You know, the catch is they can be, for example, degree in business, masters in leadership, but they may not be Christ-centered. So the philosophy behind the subjects could be, you know, just worldly, not being Christ-centered. However, I'm happy to have a conversation with you. Let's go through what you have, and then we can agree whether you are able to enroll in the prophetic school of the Spirit or not. So send us an email, and we'll touch base with you. And then we've got Meriadani Will. Says Meriadani, will there be scholarships available in the future? Yes, in the future, scholarships are going to be available, offered through Kingdom Care International Foundation, but for now, they are not available. The only available thing is the fee help offered by the Australian government. Let me see if I've got more questions. Okay. Mary Seini Murphy, is it compulsory to take 4 subjects in one semester? My answer obviously is no. You don't have to take 4 subjects, because if you're part-time, then you may choose to take 2 subjects. You may choose to take 1 subject, but they will be best to advise us. They may have minimum to say at least per semester take so many subjects. I don't know. But as a nutshell answer, you don't have to take 4 if you don't have the time for the 4. All right. Next question, Pastor Serevi, all the way from Fiji. We miss you, son. Okay, is this a full-time course, son? Yes. If you are able to do it full-time, there's enough material to occupy you as a full-time student. But if you don't have the time, you're working, you have other commitments, then you can do it on a part-time basis, which means the completion is a bit longer. That's why when I talked about the course content, that it's available online and you can do it at your own pace. So if you are studying full-time, this is all you do, it means you can go faster. If it's part-time, you are going to go a bit slower. All right. Winnie Sequele. Shalom, Papa. Is this course just available this year only, or it is continuing yearly? We have just begun. We are here to stay. So which means it's available year until Jesus shows up. All right. Any more questions from Zoom or from Facebook? These are the ones I've received. Okay. Any questions from Zoom? Any more questions from Zoom? Yes, I can see a hand there in Pakistan.
Shalom, Papa. I have the question that I just missed the that one. What is the qualifications the required for the course and diploma for the international students?
Okay, for international students.
Yeah, what is the qualification for required for course and diploma for international student?
International students can enroll in any of those courses except certificate 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to take diploma in leadership, diploma in business, diploma in ministry, diploma and something else and leadership, you are able to enroll in any of those courses. There's no limitation. Am I answering your
Okay,
question?
Papa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Papa.
Sure. Any more questions before I check out? I'm sure there has to be one more.
Sorry, Papa, there's a question from Ambassador Mira on the Zoom. It says, the study material from the prophet himself.
Okay. The material which is from me is the one from the prophetic school, the Spirit. That material is from me, and another book that I may recommend. My spiritual father's got amazing stuff, so if a subject requires that I recommend that book, we are going to read it. As you know, if you are doing university, the lecture brings his stuff, but also recommends books by other authors. But the material from Alpha Crucis, that's not ours, it's theirs. Does that answer your question?
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Let's see, I've got some more questions from online. Natasha Kuma, what happens if you want to do the courses, but you haven't finished year 12? You need to get in touch with Alpha Crucis, talk to them. You may have alternative experience that may help you to get into the course. So please don't just chicken out, talk to Alpha Crucis. All right, another question. Are the study material from the okay, I think I've answered that one. Okay. I think I'm done. Anything else?
One question from Minister Pastor Henry from PNG.
Okay. Yes,
Shalom,
go ahead.
Dad. Sorry,
Shalom.
I might have missed the part where you may have touched on the fees for the whole program. Just to clarify, the what you've shown on the slide, is it per semester or for the whole study, or is it per semester?
Okay, what you are seeing on this slide is per subject, per semester. So if you are taking one subject, for example, diploma in ministry, you are taking only one subject, you pay 1,565. If you are taking 4 subjects, multiplied by 4 in that semester. For the whole program, then it's 1,565 multiplied by 8.
Thank you, Papa. Noted.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for making yourselves available at a very short notice to be part of this historic, monumental, prophetic moment when we launch officially the prophetic school of the Spirit. It has been long in the making. I've worked with my daughter there, Vele. She is going to be the main contact person. We've worked on this thing for the last 3 years. It has been very tiring. And thank you, my daughter, for not giving up, for not giving down, for not giving away. It wasn't easy. If it was someone else, they would have already given up and thrown in the towel. Lots of disappointing moments with Asqua, but I've got a word from God. God told me the day I quit is the day I fail. But as long as I don't quit, I haven't failed. And sure enough, we didn't quit. I said to my daughter when Asqua refused, I said, there's another way. God will give us the way. And sure enough, God has given us the way. And it's even much better. So we thank God for the grace. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you all. And shalom.
This has been a live broadcast from Streams International Prophetic Church with Prophet Gerald Nyasulu, the Revelator. We know that you have been blessed. If you would like to partner with this ministry by becoming a kingdom financer and take this great prophetic revelation to the entire world, please text GIVE to +61 4277 46537 or send an email to hello@streams.org.au. If you've been looking for a church to call home, then look no further. You are welcome to join this great prophetic family. We have campuses located in Adelaide, Brisbane, Port Moresby, Townsville and Sydney. We are looking forward to hosting you again soon in our next broadcast. In the meantime, please share this link with your family members and friends. Streams International Prophetic Church, transforming lives by the power of prophetic revelation. Your lives will never be the same again. Please remain connected at www.streams.org.au, and you can reach us by emailing hello@streams.org.au or calling 1300 361 971. Until next time, Shalom.